isn't a trace of evidence to be found in the chapel. This must have something to do with Remire. Perhaps...
Wait!
Huh? Another student? Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. You're just a pathetic old man.
How does Geralt let this
How
happen?
dare you get in the way of my brilliant plan, dog.
Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. Huh? What are you doing here?
You must survive, merely because there is still a role that I require you to fulfill.
Dad, no!
Sorry. It looks like I'm going to have to leave you now. To think that the first time I saw you cry, your tears would be for me. It's sad, and yet I'm happy for it. Thank you, kid.
That was surprisingly fatal for a single stab wound.
Yeah.
Especially with all the, like, healing people we have on hand. Marianne could heal
like
you
for-
from 8 yards
for-
away.
Yeah, for like an anime like type game, there was not a lot of magical powers that stopped that from happening, or even tried.
Man, it makes me think of Jiriaya dying, though, and that makes me sad.
I was wondering if that had something to do with it, because, I mean, you know, it's sad for the sake of like someone died.
So
Yes,
this
sad,
is where
but
your
like
father lived.
it doesn't really hit me that deep.
Yeah, but I don't think you really have normal human emotions.
Maybe.
So this is where your father lived. Are you still crying? If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must accept what came to pass was fate.
We only turned back time once, and when we turned back time, we turned it back by, like, 8 seconds. You mean to tell me that we couldn't have been like, oh, that didn't work. Let's rewind time by, like, 2 minutes, so that I can then be like, hey, Dad, this red-haired chick is gonna try and stab you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Our enemies will pay. I love murder.
Agreed. We cannot let the wicked ones run free. Oh, your father said to look for something here. He must have been referring to whatever is behind that bookcase there.
By the way, the guy that showed up and stopped me from stabbing redhead girl, Monica, whatever her name is,
Yes.
that wasn't Solon, right?
I think it was. No, wait, no.
Didn't
I
look
think he's
like
someone
him,
else.
though. Like, his head wasn't big and throbby.
No, it's someone else. I forget what his name is.
I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've seen him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't recognize him. I thought it was Solon until he turned around, and I was like, you don't have the weird eye or brain thing.
Yeah, no. I forget what his name is.
Probably just another villain that they really never bring much attention to or flesh out in this story at all, or at least when I played.
I think they do to an extent. I mean, about as well as they do any of the other ones.
Your father's diary. Huh. His handwriting is prettier than his face would suggest.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of comment I want to hear while grieving over my dead father. Sothis, thanks.
Well, well. These entries here are from before your birth. He seems to have been writing this for quite some time.
I would hope so. It'd be kind of weird if my dad decided to start keeping a diary when he was like 38 or something. That'd be a little a little strange.
Yeah, hey, you never know.
Oh. Read that part there. Horsebow Moon, year 1159.
Day 20 of the Horsebow Moon. All is cloudy. I can't believe she's dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is that the truth? But still, the child she traded her life for doesn't make a sound. Didn't even cry at birth. Day 25 of the Horsebow Moon. It's raining. The baby doesn't laugh or cry. Not ever. Lady Rhea says not to worry, but a baby that doesn't cry isn't natural.
It's a witch!
I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat.
Oh, the Dorothea support makes way more sense now.
I told you, I was like, it's there.
Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned. I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm terrified of her. Day 8 of the Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death. Lady Rhea is in a state over the news, but I can't change what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
Well now, that baby must be you. That means... Someone is approaching us.
Ah, here you are.
On the list of people that I do not want to have to deal with after beginning the grieving process of losing my dad, Alois is pretty up there.
Alois is actually probably about the next closest person to Geralt than you. He's actually in a similar situation, where he looked up to him and like had a long history with him.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with what I said.
Yeah. Just saying.
To think that that Geralt would meet his end like that. I hope you know that you were the most important thing in the world to him.
What do you want?
He wasn't the most emotional guy. I'm sure expressing his affection wouldn't have come naturally to him.
Just completely ignore my question, okay.
After what's happened...
Your dialogue options mean anything anyway?
I, Alois, swear to protect you in the captain's stead.
Please leave me alone.
Sorry. This isn't the time for my blathering. Lady Rhea is looking for you. I came to tell you that. I'll take my leave now.
This book is filled with secrets yet unknown. We must return another time to read the rest. Oh, but I have at least figured one thing out. I know now why our fates are intertwined.
Alright, I guess I don't need to know that information. Whatever revelation you had about us being entwined.
Professor,
Whatever.
waiting for you.
Right time, right place.
Professor, I have been waiting for you. I am filled with grief at the loss of our most celebrated knight. Geralt was an ally of many years, and also a dear friend.
But it had been so long since you last saw him.
He fell in love with one of the nuns here at Garreg Mach.
That sounds incredibly, against being a nun, but okay.
Their love produced a child, whom she died giving birth to. It was her decision. She weighed her own life against that of her child's and, in the end, implored me to save the child. Your father never truly accepted that decision. He took the child, took you, and disappeared without warning.
Given the limited knowledge I have of Rhea from the Black Eagle's path, I'm gonna assume that Geralt was probably in the right.
Yeah.
Did I inherit this crest from my mother then?
Your mother. She was my...
Sorry for the interruption, Lady Rhea. There's something you must hear immediately. A report from the knights patrolling the area.
Very well. Professor, you are dismissed for the day. Please rest and focus only on mending your heart. Understood?
It's gonna be really hard to mend a heart that doesn't beat. I feel like the doctors aren't gonna know where to go with that one.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I actually have a heart, so I don't really know how that's gonna work, but do my best.
Part 1. White Clouds. Guardian Moon. Where the goddess dwells. Long ago, the guardian Seros made an appearance during this moon. She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fódlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Seros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
Do. Hey, your dad just died. Did you know that you can give, like, food gifts to dogs and cats so you can pet them? My dad just died. I'm still only getting 5K.
Yeah, you should get some extra.
Day 5 of the Garland Moon, year 1157. Clear skies. I picked some flowers for her and returned home. The look of joy on her face at the sight of these flowers will be even more beautiful than the flowers themselves. Yeesh, that is enough. His entries from before your birth are full of such romantic blatherings as that.
Yeah, continue to badmouth my father, you know, being in love with someone after he just died. Appreciate it, Sothis.
Oh, it must be deeply moving you to hear such things, but now is not the time for whimsy. Someone is here.
I just didn't remember it, but it looks like Sothis is just straight up a dick after your dad dies. Honestly.
Eh.
You do not wish for them to see you in this state, so pull yourself together.
My dad is dead! Let me, like, it's been like 2 days!
I thought I might find you here, Teach. Not the type to wallow in solitude, huh? That's a relief, let me tell you. So, what were you reading? Is that Gerald's?
I don't want to say either of these things. I guess I'm going to say it's his diary.
So it is. Hey, maybe this has some entries from when Gerald left the monastery. Is that so? He was the captain of the knights, but something made him leave the monastery in a hurry. If it has something to do with your birth, knowing what happened may get us closer to knowing what secrets the church is hiding. Teach, would you mind letting me read that diary?
No! Dude, everyone in this game is a dick. Like, my dad's dead. This is not the time to be like, hey, yo, can I read all of his personal writings about his life and his love for your dead mothers so that I can maybe figure out if the church were, you know, being shady?
I mean, yeah, I don't
know how important it is to you, but
I don't know. I mean, with how his interest in the church, I think it makes kind of sense.
I mean, it makes sense, but that doesn't mean it's not a dick thing to do.
I guess so.
I'm not saying it's out of character. I'm just saying he's a dick. I cannot allow this.
Wait, are you really saying I'm going to have to sneak in here in the dead of night to read it?
No, I'm saying that now that you've said that, I'm going to be carrying it on me at all times, I guess.
I know how important it is to you, but I'm not asking lightly. Please allow me to borrow it.
I can't allow it.
Wait, are you really saying I'm going to have
Claude,
to
I can do this all day.
Of night to read it? I know how important.
All right, well, thanks for the illusion of choice, Fire Emblem. This makes no sense. Because there are moments in this game, it literally happened like 3 minutes ago, where they only give you one dialogue option to force you to say what they want you to. Why is there a secondary option here? This is just stupid.
I don't know. This is one of the many reasons why I don't think Byleth works very well as a character.
I'm forever in your debt, Teach. If you'd refused, I would have had to sneak in here in the dead of night.
I know.
I wasn't looking forward to the prospect.
You said that you would sneak in here at the dead of night like 4 times. I was there.
Anyhow, let me fill you in on what's been going on lately, and not just as thanks for pointing me to that diary. Rhea dispatched the knights to various locations in a frantic search for the enemy. There's a rumor that she's already secured some information. Something big is going to happen soon. That has me wondering, if you find out where the enemy is, what will you do about it?
Genocide.
If you ask, No, scratch that. All of us students would gladly lend a hand, even if that means going against Rhea's wishes. Don't forget it. Now go. Everyone's worried about you. You'd better show them you're in good spirits.
Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my only aim. I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
Oh, of course. I'm always happy to cooperate with Solon. Leave it to me.
How annoying.
Flame Emperor, is she offending you? Unfortunately, we cannot take our eyes off her, so there is nothing to be done. You are our greatest creation. We use the defiled beast's blood as the fuel to your flame, that you may burn even the gods. Now is the time to cleanse Fódlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
There will be no salvation for you and your kind. Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Dusker and Enmar.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
Oh, we got 4 days to use here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I gotta talk with Claude, apparently.
Cool.
Hey, Teach, do you believe in gods? I don't necessarily mean the goddess of the Seros religion, just gods in general. Do you believe that incredible beings who control the fates of all really exist?
There's one living in me, so I guess I do.
Huh. That's not the answer I was expecting. Though, honestly, I've recently become a bit of a believer myself. I've always hated the idea of praying to a god. After all, you can only really rely on yourself. I still believe that. You can't win a war by leaving your fate in the hands of a god. Only tangible facts can really decide a war. Which side has the most troops, the best tactics, the better organization and planning. Of course, miracles can happen. And by that, I mean things that are completely outside of your control. Things that only seem to add up if you believe in the concept of fate. Things like, well, like meeting you, for example.
What do you mean?
You just seem sort of impossible. I think everyone would agree with that. You can wield the sword of the Creator. You're a tactical genius, and you have this strange ability to earn the trust of anyone you cross paths with. Before I met you, I never imagined that it was possible for someone like you to exist. And yet, now that I know you, your presence in my life has quickly become invaluable. In fact, it's hard to imagine making my dreams come true without your help. Because of that, I can't believe for a second that our meeting was just a coincidence. That means it must have been fate. Maybe it was a miracle. Or maybe some god empathized with me in my dreams.
This month's day to lavish Byleth with praise is pretty early. Yeah, they got right to it this month. It's probably because my dad died.
Again, I don't mean the goddess of Fódlan, though I suppose it may be hard for you to grasp what I'm talking about. People all over the world have different ideas about who or what the gods are, right? Even in distant lands across the ocean or over the mountains. They have gods who see the world as a whole, who don't care about Fódlan's borders, who don't meddle in our affairs, who don't grant life or take it away. And maybe, sometimes, they'll make a miracle happen. A god like that, that's the sort of god I think I could believe in.
Sure, I guess I think I understand.
Careful, Teach. You'll anger the followers of Seros if you say things like that. I'm just speaking my mind, that's all. I think people should be free to believe in whatever gods they want. If a person believes in a god and that god becomes a support system for them, that's a good thing. That's what a god should be.
Alright, Claude, you're officially banned from saying the word God.
Anyway, maybe I've overstepped a bit.
Yes, you have.
Sheesh, no need to take offense. I just thought you might understand how I feel. In any case, let's keep this conversation between the two of us, yeah?
Well, that was an event.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and B+.
Very cool. Very fun.
Very cool, Claude. Oh, it's Ingrid's
but
birthday.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think after Geralt dies, it's like a benchmark for a lot of support conversations. Maybe not a lot, but definitely a couple.